भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हो समर्पण लखन जैसा, राम जैसा त्याग हो। भीष्म सा हो नियम पालन, शौर्य में अभिमन्यु हो। आपदाओं को कुचल कर वीर बालक हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। बुद्ध जैसे कारुणिक हो, धीर हम महावीर से। ध्रुव जैसे निश्चयी, सत्याग्रही प्रहलाद से। दुर्दम्य सारे संकटों में अग्निपथ पर भी खिले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हनुमान से सेवाव्रति, जिज्ञासु हो नचिकेत से। कर्मयोगी कृष्ण जैसे, वीर हो हम पार्थ से। बलिदान गोविंद सिंह सहो, स्वार्थ सारा ही चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। देशभक्ति हो शिवासम, प्रेम हो गौरांग सा। स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो, तेज झांसी वाली सा। जलती शहीदों की चिता से, हृदय में अंगार ले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी। बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु, जो दायकु फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं ईश्वर भक्ति भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ। भारती
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. A very, very warm welcome to all of you on this delightful Saturday evening. With the blessings of our Param Pujya Gurudev, Shri Govind Dev Giri Ji Maharaj, I welcome you all to this beautiful interpretation session where our respected Shraddha Didi is going to take us further in the second chapter of Geeta Ji. This is the chapter where Bhagwan has addressed Arjun's grief for the first time. Last week, with some very beautiful explicit examples, Didi has told us how surrendering completely makes our life easier and our problems start getting solved. Once we are completely open and pure, we become deserving of Bhagwan's kripa and grace. So let us begin this session by invoking his grace. For the opening prayer, I would like to invite Radhika Didi. Radhika Didi is from Mumbai and she has done her MPhil. She joined Geeta Parivar in July of 2022. She is a homemaker who loves cooking. In Geeta Parivar, she is giving us seva as a tech star. Welcome, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kausacharo Ramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnau Vande Jagadguru. Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Thank you so much, Didi. Such a beautiful prayer you have recited. With light comes vision. With light comes clarity. With light comes hope. And with divine light, we proceed further on the sunlit path to attain Paramatma. To light the deep for this session, I would invite Anusuya Didi. Anusuya Didi is from Bangalore. She is a retired teacher. She joined Geeta Parivar in July of 2021 and has completed all 4 levels. She is giving her seva as co-trainer for L1, L2, L3 and examiner for Jigyasu. She also helps out with the calling till. Didi, please come forward.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहं सकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
That was such a beautiful Divya Darshan. Thank you so much, Didi. Now I would like to invite the speaker for the day, our very, very dear Shraddha Didi. Shraddha Didi is from Nagpur but currently residing in Hyderabad. She is BE Electronics and postgraduate diploma in IT Systems and Management. Didi has worked as a mobile application developer and a team lead for more than 13 years. In fact, Didi has been conducting Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā classes at her residence in Hyderabad for over 9 years now and is associated with Geeta Parivar since the very, very beginning, August of 2020, directly as a trainer. Didi is a disciple of Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and serves Geeta Parivar as a trainer, examiner, vivechak and heads the monitoring team. Last week, Didi beautifully took us through the beginning of second chapter, and I could actually go on about how her vivechan changes our life with small little details she gives about smile being the seed of this entire tree, and that reminds us to keep smiling through the week, and how Krishna, being a beautiful counselor that he is, teaches us to keep patience and keep smiling. Didi, we are looking forward to taking us forward in this vivechan. So welcome, Didi. Please take over the screen.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi Priya Didi. And it was a beautiful prayer and a beautiful deep prajalan. Thank you, everybody. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Jai Shri Krishna. Let's begin with the prarthana. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Krishnashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Parthaya Pratibodhita Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Puranamudina Pathe Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashadhyayini Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavati Bhagavadvishini Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. So together today we will continue our journey of trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita from the second chapter. So last time we have seen the first few shlokas of the second chapter. Bhagavad Gita is a scripture which it is basically a scripture which which will take us on a divine journey of trying to understand basic concepts of living a healthy life not from the physical perspective but from a very spiritual and emotional perspective. It is a scripture that will convert a perturbed or a disturbed self into what? Into a very happy and an enlightened human being. Am I clearly audible, Meenakshi Didi? Am I audible?
Didi, loud and clearly.
Okay. So, sorry about the interruption. So, Bhagavad Gita, as I told you, it is a scripture that is going to help us turn a perturbed soul, a disturbed soul, into what? Into an enlightened human being. And we have seen how Arjun, he has deviated from his natural course of duties. His natural course of duty, he is a Kshatriya. He is expected to have a war. He is expected to fight for Dharma, rightfully fight for Dharma and get the rightful justice for the society. This is the basic Dharma of Kshatriya. He has deviated from his duties because of what? Sheer ignorance and his worldly attachment towards the relatives, and the prime reason he is fearful of committing any misdeed. He is fearful that if by killing his own people, is he doing something wrong? So Arjun is how he is in a tight grip of shok. Shok is mourning, grief. Moha. Moha is excessive attachment to something. And bhai. Shoka, moha, bhai. Bhai, that is fear. Fear of doing something wrong. Fear of harming the ones who shouldn't be harmed. And this. Now, this is a situation that we all are in. Arjun is gripped in Shoka, Moha, and Bhai only on that one day of the war. Okay. Now for us, it is a regular routine. Every day we are shock. You see your pictures, look at a selfie. Oh, how I was a little thinner, a few years back. Shock, Moha. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Bhai, what if, what if something is going wrong? What if somebody's health, in the family becomes wrong? Always fearful of something or the other. So we are in this situation almost daily, and that is why Bhagavad Gita is extremely important to us. Now, the question that Arjun asked to Shri Krishna was fairly simple question. What should I do? I am in a confused state. Dharma sammudha cheta. I am in a confused state. I don't know what to do. Simple question. Arjun is best friend of Shri Krishna. He is the most beloved of Shri Krishna. Ideally, he could have just, told the basics. This is what you should do. You should continue your job and finished it off. Could have been a very simple answer. However, Shri Krishna chose a very elaborate answer for him. Why? Because he knew future generations are going to be like us in Arjuna's situation every day. That is one. And the enlightening that Shri Krishna was expecting for Arjun was something more permanent in nature. He didn't want Arjun to land up in this situation again and again. So the enlightenment, the solution that he wanted to give had to be permanent in nature. The problem should be solved from the root, address the root cause of the problem. Not just one allopathic medicine for headache, take a tablet and the headache is gone for some time. No, he wanted a permanent solution for Arjun, where he doesn't get any headache at all. And by learning Bhagavad Gita, we are all trying to seek a very permanent solution. And get a permanent solution for what? For freeing ourselves from the shoka moha bhai, from the sorrows, the daily lament that we have, the daily attachment that grips us, the daily fears that grip us. We also want that freedom. So this alone. Now, how could Arjun be enlightened? Only by the means of knowledge. Knowledge alone can cure these three problems that we are talking about. And in the last session, we saw that Arjun's grief was, gripping him so much, but ultimately he accepted the discipleship of Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna, after he accepted the discipleship, when he showed willingness to listen to Shri Krishna has started the real discourse of Bhagavad Gita. Now, all the basic shlokas from the 11th shloka, as I told you last time, the real discourse, the real knowledge has started flowing. But it is also necessary to understand that these few shlokas that we are seeing from last session, from 11th chapter, and the first few shlokas are discussing a very difficult concept. We are on this journey, and this is going to take us to a very difficult concept. He is taking us through a very difficult concept. Why? Though, this question comes many times, why the second chapter only he has started Atma Jnana, Atma Bodh, Karma Yoga, everything. The second chapter is a mix of all. Now, here we have to understand one thing, that when we have started on some journey, we should first understand what is our destination. So here in this chapter, the first few shlokas, Shri Krishna has given us a destination where we have to reach. We, as I told you, to be free from moha, shoka, and bhai, we have to have knowledge. Only knowledge can free one's person from all these things. knowledge of what is important. In this meeting also, somebody is a doctor, engineer, in their own fields, they are great people. So they all have a lot of knowledge, but which knowledge exactly is responsible for getting this freedom? It is the knowledge of self. We have to understand that the ultimate destination, you all are level 4 sadhaks, almost completing your level 4. We should know what is our ultimate destination. The ultimate destination of studying Bhagavad Gita is getting to know yourself, getting to know what we are. And that is the first thing, the first concept that Shri Krishna has tried to explain Arjun in the second chapter. First few shlokas of second chapter are dedicated towards Atma Dhyan, Atma ka Dhyan, the knowledge of the soul. That is where the entire focus is, and this is a difficult concept. This concept is repeated throughout Bhagavad Gita multiple times. We'll gradually see that. And once we know where we are heading, this is the ultimate knowledge. Once we know where we are heading, then we are set on the journey in the right direction. So now suppose I'm sitting in Nagpur and I want to head towards Delhi. I should know that I have to go to Delhi. Where to book the tickets, we have to know, right? So that is why in the second chapter itself, the prime thing Shri Krishna has told. And then and all the rest of the Bhagavad Gita is the elaboration of what he has discussed in the second chapter. We have seen two very important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita last time. Ashocchanan Vashochastvam. These are said by Shri Krishna, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Ashocchanan Vashochastvam Prajnavadanscha Bhashase. Gatasuna Gatasunschcha Nanushocanti Panditaha. Natvevahainjatuna sannatvanne me janadipaha nachaiva namavishyama sarve vayamatah param. We have seen these shlokas in the previous, these two shlokas in the previous session, where Shri Krishna is telling us what? Don't grieve for something which is not worthy of grieving, because Ashocchanan, you are talking like an intelligent person, you are calling yourself a pandit, but you're talking like a pandit. But what is the meaning of Pandit also? We have to understand. Pandit is the one who has the knowledge of the soul, has a knowledge about himself, and somebody who has the knowledge about himself will not talk like this, Arjun, is what Shri Krishna is telling him. Somebody who knows what is what you yourself are, you will not talk like this. Natve Vahin, these all the rulers who are standing in front of you, they have always been existing. They are still in front of you, and in the future also they are going to be there. So Arjun is now baffled. What is it? How is it possible? Who are we? Who are they? And Shri Krishna is trying to explain him that if we cease to exist, tomorrow if we don't exist, tomorrow if any of these rulers are not there, even if the body ceases to exist, we are still there. So who we actually are, this concept Shri Krishna is explaining in the further few shlokas. Now we all keep saying, I will say, I am giving the Vivechan. I am listening to the Vivechan. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. I am doing this the whole day. I am a mother of two people. Just now Didi was telling that I am a mobile application. I used to be a mobile application developer. I am doing this. Who is this I? We have to first introspect. So if you understand here, Shri Krishna is driving us to an extremely fundamental question. Who am I? Here Shri Krishna is not talking about the physical body that we see, but the fundamental Atma Tattva, the very primal, the very, within us, the soul that is actually giving me my own identity. See, when a person is, alive, they have their own identity. And after the person is gone, it becomes what? A body. So we are without the identity of, with the name and everything, without that something which we are trying to understand, without that something, we are just bodies. We are just Deha. But what is it that is giving meaning to this Deha? We will try to understand in the next few shlokas. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumarain yauvanhain jaram तथा देहान्तरप्राप्ते धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. In this particular shloka, Sri Krishna is explaining the the order of nature of a body, any form. Okay, when I see a body, it doesn't necessarily mean a human body. Now, the knowledge, something, whatever we are trying to understand here, that is understandable only in the body of a human being. Okay, but the concept that is being told applies to all the bodies that we see around us, all the forms. Here he is telling a basic order that nature has decided for these bodies. What is that order? Dehinasmin yatha dehe kaumarai yauvanai jara. Kaumarai, the childhood. The first stage person is born, the first stage is kaumarai. Then Yauvanai, the person becomes an adult, and then comes the old age. This is a circle that every body, every human body, every other body on the earth is going to go through. This transformation is going to happen. In our scriptures, in the different elaborations that has been given on these shlokas, and even in our scriptures, there are specifically 6 essential stages of any form that are described. The first, in that particular order, Jayate, that is they are born. Asti, that is they are there. When the child is born, then you will say, right, this is my child, this is my son, this is my daughter. Jayate first, then Asti, then Vardhate, they grow. The child then starts growing, Vardhate. Then Viparinamate, that they start transforming into adults. Then slowly, as they grow further, apakshiyate, the body starts deteriorating, and ultimately it reaches nashyati. So these are the different stages. Furthermore, elaboration of the 3 stages that Sri Krishna has given, how after a person is born, this is a natural course, right? Nothing is going to change. No matter what is going to happen, this is going to be a natural course of any living organism. Suppose you take, we do this so often, we'll see the photos from the childhood. Oh, this is me when I was a baby. Now in my age, when we are cleaning the lofts, we come across these group photos that we had taken during our school days. We'll tell our children, can you identify where am I? Then they'll say, this is you. Then you'll tell, I'm here, I'm there. Then the college, then the marriage photos, then the baby. So we'll keep identifying. While we are seeing our own photos, we see what is changing. The body is changing. Our looks are changing. It is a continuous transformation process. A continuous change is happening. But what is remaining same? I am this. In this, I'm a baby. In this, I'm 3 years old. I'm 5 years old. I'm 7 years old. Now I'm in college. In school. This is by 9th grade. I is remaining same. So the body is changing. It's transforming. But I is remaining same. So we cannot say that this body is me. Isn't it? It is because it is always changing. Tatha dehantara prapte dhirastatra namuyati. A person who understands that the body is constantly going to undergo changes, they will not get muyati, means they will not get attached, they will not have any attachment towards the soul process. They will not grieve the process. Oh, up to main buddha ho gaya. Up to main buddha. That process will not be causing any grief to them. Dhiras is the person with endurance, with composure. They are not going to get, attached to this process. Getting closer to this stage comes through a set of actions. What is it? How? Dhiras tatra na muyati. Very easily, Shri Krishna has mentioned that a person who is having a lot of endurance will not get attached to this process, will be free from grief in this entire process of transformation. How they will attain that? What action is required to attain that stage? It is explained in the further shlokas. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha. Agamapayino nityastamstitikshasva bharatam. See, when a person starts learning Bhagavad Gita, at some point of time or the other, there is some or the other shloka which is little more favorite, to a person. This happens to be one of my very favorite shlokas. Matra at the present. So it keeps changing also. For 2-3 years it is one shlok. For 2-3 years it is another shlok. My current favorite is this shlok. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadah agamapaino nityastam stitikshasva bharata. What is Shri Krishna telling here? You have to sustain something. You have to endure with something. And what is that something? Let us try to understand. Matra sparsha. This word we have to understand carefully. What is the meaning of matra sparsha? Matras, it is basically when we come in contact with certain things. You all are watching me. Now the eyes are coming in contact with some picture in front of you. What impact it has on you, that is the matra sparsha. When we listen to music, the subject of our ears is voice or speech. When it is reaching to our ears, it is initiating some reaction within us. That reaction is matra sparsha. When we come in contact with the subject, when our senses come in contact with some subject, that is matra sparsha. What impact it has to each one of us. In this context, I remember one conversation between two friends. We'll see quickly. Once two friends, they are talking, and this one friend who, fitness freak like most of us, going for a morning walk every day. He is describing to that another friend, I go on this particular street every day. There are lots of flower gardens around, on both sides of this street. When this when I walk in this street, I feel very fresh, the smell, the view of the trees, and there are people walking around. So I get to talk to like-minded people. It is a beautiful experience. I just love it. So this is the matra sparsha for him. It is very pleasant. And then what happens? He tells now this friend, second friend, he says, oh wow, is that so? Let me also go. He is not used to getting up early, like some of us. He is not used to getting up early. He gets up a little late. By the time he goes for a walk, there it is a little more hot, and there is a lady who comes and starts selling fish on that street. Now the smell is so horrible that it is not going to be restricted to her own shop. The moment this friend, with all that set of expectations, oh, this is going to be a great experience for me. I am also going to walk like him. And oh no, what has happened? Smell of flowers. Where is it? I'm only having this dirty smell in my mouth. Oh no, what my friend was telling. While walking, now it is already sunny. People are already setting, the markets have opened, and now the street is not as beautiful as it is in the morning. The same street, the same experience, which was very pleasant for the first friend, has now become what? Unpleasant for the other one. So it is Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. The same thing, the same matra sparsha, the same object has two types of reactions on two different people. Now it is not the problem with the person also, okay? The situation is such that two objects are giving two different results for the same person. So for some, it is Shita, pleasant. Ush, for other person, this is Ushna. Now we are in the season of what? Summer season. Most of us in India, we are all in summer season. Somebody watching somewhere outside, can't say. But in summer season, so hot nowadays, Nagpur has already crossed 41 degrees. Now here, when the moment we start AC, nice. Few months you wait, November, December, start the AC and see what happens. The AC is no more a pleasant thing. So continuously, this is a Shītoshna process. These are sometimes the same thing. It is going to be very happy. It is a mango season. Sometimes the mangoes are so delicious. Keep eating the mangoes for a long time. And then it becomes dukkha. It becomes a problematic situation. So the same experience, which can be very pleasant in one particular situation, gradually becomes a unpleasant thing. And so agama payino nityas, constantly it is a process, continuous process. It is going to be shitoshna, it's a continuous pleasure and pain. It is going to be having a beginning, it is going to end also. The shita phase is going to start, the pleasant phase is going to start, and that pleasant phase is going to end. Agama payino nityas, it is going to begin, it is going to end. Then the bad phase is going to start, it is also going to end. This is a continuous process. When you know that it is a continuous process, don't be unhappy about it, and do what? Taunstitikshasva bharata. See the tone also, the words everywhere is telling. Here it is saying you have to endure it, oh Bharat. You are a descendant of King Bharat. Bharat. So that is why he is being addressed here as Bharat. Arjun is being addressed here as Bharat. So you are a descendant of a great king. You have to endure it in every circumstances. This is what Shri Krishna is telling. So we have to understand that, and this applies very much to us. How we will look all as a kitni garmi. I think how much we can lament for small things. You imagine this small introspection. See, where are we in this entire Bhagavad Gita study? I told last time, until and unless you put yourself in the position of Arjun, it is very difficult. It is impossible to understand Bhagavad Gita until and unless you are in the position of, you keep yourself in the position of Arjun. When we are in the position of Arjun, we have to see, introspect to become Arjun. What is Shri Krishna telling us? We have to remind ourselves of the shloka every day. Didi, I couldn't attend the class today because, so much work in the house. That is always going to be there. Do not miss your class. No, there are some people who will tell me we are not becoming Gita Sevis because so much to deal with. Agama Paino Nitya, this is a circle. Taunstitikshasva bharata. You have to sustain and do what is required. Don't, deviate from your duties. Whenever we have this urge to lament about something in our life, try to remind yourself of this shloka and see what impact it has on you. All of a sudden, everything becomes very simple, very sorted. Then you won't feel like lamenting about anything. Now, Shri Krishna is giving us so much, important knowledge about this Taunstitikshasva, endure everything. Why? What is the use? Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharashabha samadukha sukhandhiram somrutattvaya kalpate. When a person controls his reactions in this, contradictory situations, when it no matter what situation comes, when a person understands that I have to sustain through this, I have to endure this, when this is understood by a person, then what will they achieve? Samadukha sukhandhiran. What yam hi nav vyathayanti means the one who doesn't get affected by this. Purusham Purusharshava. Purusharshava, again, such beautiful adjectives Shri Krishna is using for Arjuna. You, the greatest one amongst men. When a person gets this, see, the adjective is also telling us something about the shloka. By doing this kind of thing, we also will be, going close to that Purusharshava stage. Being the best among human beings, we'll also gradually reach that stage. So yam hi nav vyathayantyete, the one who doesn't get affected by all this, will attain with, say, sama dukkha sukhandhiram. They will be having the firmness, the dhairya to do what? Being same in all situations, whether it is a painful situation or it is a happy situation. they will remain unaffected. They will remain same. Their state remains same. And what is the benefit? See, we live in Kali Yuga. We work only with incentive. Unless and until we know what is the incentive of doing this, we will not do it. The incentive is Somritattvaya Kalpate. We will be eligible to get Amritatva. Amrit. Now there was a time when people desperately wanted Amrit. Now we have to understand what is this Amritatva also. What is this Amrit that we have to understand. So we are attaining a state of samatva, that means a state of being same in every situation, and attaining what? Amritatva. Amritatva here means liberation from all the sorrows and obviously happinesses also, because now they both are going to be the same for you. Okay, so what is Amritatva that you are going to get is a freedom, a liberation from extreme sadness. We attain a stage where no sorrow can affect you. Swamiji uses a beautiful word, Antarangasya Anand. See, certain sorrows, this doesn't mean that there are going to be no sorrows in your life. Attaining a situation where you will not get affected doesn't mean there will be no sorrows in your life. The sorrows will be there. The flow of life is going to continue in the same way, but you will not be affected from within. You are always going to be happy. And by happiness, don't imagine that party happiness. Okay, the state of being, in a, like a steady water. When you see shant, sheetal water, what is the feeling that you get? A state of peace. Irrespective of what is coming in your life, there will be a state of peace which will come to us. And this is the benefit of studying Bhagavad Gita. This flow will come within us such that it will, the flow, when we are in the flow of studying Bhagavad Gita, we will attain the state of, what you would say, sorrow proof, I can say. There is waterproof, then what all proofs we have, no? Waterproof sheets and all that. Sorrow proof, your soul will become. Your mind, your heart will become sorrow proof. So the problems are going to be there, but you will not get affected with it. And in our Maharashtra, we had a great leader, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In his life, he has lived Bhagavad Gita. He has written a lot of books on Bhagavad Gita, especially on Karma Yoga. Beautiful Geeta Rahasya he has written. He is one person who has got Bhagavad Gita in his life. That is our aim, ultimate aim. Gita padhe padhaye jeevan mein laye, get it in our lives. How beautifully he has studied the Gita, then has got him in that stage. He used to run a daily Kesari newspaper, most of you might be knowing. So he used to write very important articles in the Kesari. And he used to narrate them to his one of his employees. And one day while he was narrating, somebody came and said something in his ears and called him inside. He said, okay, just wait for a few minutes. He went inside, did whatever work he had, came and he said, okay, let us begin. In the meantime, when Tilakji was not there, this person came to know that he is being called inside because he had lost his son to a pandemic. That was a time when there was a bad pandemic in Pune. It was everywhere and many families lost their family members. And during that time, Bal Gangadhar Tilak also happened to lose his child. And this person in front of us was extremely moved by this. He said, see, this article can wait. It's okay if one day we are not able to publish our article, but this is a time when your family needs you. You need time for yourself. So let us take a break from work. But Tilakji said, no. In this famine, so many families are, giving, they are also having their own sacrifices. This is a sacrifice from my family that I have to give. But this should not affect my work. Obviously, the sorrow was there, but There was no Vishad. It was not affecting his karma. See, when we are saying not being affected by sorrow, we have to also understand that it doesn't mean that you lose the empathy that you have in you. It doesn't mean don't understand a person's sorrow, like, somebody is being killed and you can very nicely see. No, that Vedana will be there. There will be a sorrow, but it will not deter you from doing your job. It will not affect you to an extent that you leave your regular duties. That is what it means by attaining the state of samatva, a state where you are, in a steady state. And when you attain that state, you are ready for the further process. Now you see, again there is further to it. Yes, this state that Shri Krishna has described up till this particular shloka, it is a state where you like you give entrance. Many people give entrance exams to become doctors. You need an admission in a medical college. To get admission in medical college, you need to be eligible. That is the basic eligibility, is that entrance exam. Similarly, attaining this state is the entrance exam to understand Brahma Vidya. Listen, don't forget our main focus. We are all Brahma Vidya Yoga Shastre, isn't it? So that to attain that Brahma Vidya, this the first step that we have to attain is we have to Tausitiksha Bharata, and then to get that Somritatvaya Kalpate, you have to get that state of being same in happiness and sadness. There is a very beautiful shloka again. Harshasthana sahasrani, bhayasthana shatani cha, divase divase mura mavishanti natu panditam. They, in a day, how many times sahasrani, so many times there is going to be harsha, happiness. Small things. Oh, I got up early today. Oh, everything is ready today. Oh, my friends came to me. I got a very nice message on WhatsApp. Somebody, appreciated me on WhatsApp. So many times, Harshasthana Sahasrani and Bhayasthana Shatani. So many times you'll get sorrow. The main only didn't come today. Sorrow. Water is so less today. In the summers, the pump mein pani nahi chad raha hai. So many sorrow things will be there. But divase moodam avishanti. Whom does it affect? The mood. And natu panditam. Again, pandita, the one who has atma jnana, the one who is ready to, get all the Brahma Vidya. That person will not get affected by the sorrow that is around them. Having understood all this, Shri Krishna gradually takes us to an extremely important principle. One of the very important shlokas. And the concept that is described here is going to be described in many more places. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Ubhayorapi drishtontastvanayo's tattvadarshibhi. This concept is difficult to understand. Most of the part of Bhagavad Gita is elaborating this thing further. So at this point, I'm just remembering Shri Krishna to, give us the wisdom to understand this shloka. Without the blessings of our Guruji and Shri Krishna, this is going to be a little difficult for me also to describe it. Na sato vidyate bhavo. Here there are two basic things that, two important words that are coming, which we have to understand. Sat and asat. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. In the first channel, the word that you are seeing, na sato, here it is basically na asata. Okay, asat. There is no, here we see asat, and there is another one that is being described as sat. When asat is there, that is something which is unreal. There is there is no point about it. Abhava. And when we are talking about the real, that is sat. Let us try to understand what is first sat and what is asat. Let us understand these two concepts first. What is sat? Sat is something that is indestructible. जिसका कभी नाश नहीं होता है. Something which cannot be destroyed. That is one of the characteristics of Sat. And one which doesn't get transformed also, no matter what. So we were discussing about our photos, no? When we see our photos from childhood till, we grow up, that photo is, the body is continuously changing. And what I am telling here, Sat is something which is not going to be transformed. जिसमें परिवर्तन नहीं है. That is Sat. Okay. So that itself shows that the body is a Sat. Okay. And another third important characteristics about Sat, or which is something which is real, is it is always in one form. Okay, it is one form, means the energy, it is always going to remain in one form. It cannot be, changing. Sometimes happy, sometimes sad. All those forms, ras, all those ras will not come to that, that which is real, Sat. Okay, this term you have to understand. What is Asat? Exactly opposite of it. Asat, which is easily destructible, something which is continuously changing, and something which, the mood is also changing with, situations around it. It is not ekras. It is not, it is not same in all situations. Now, in certain things which appear to be real are also unreal. That also we have to understand. Like we see the Himalayan Parvat, Himalayas. To us it appears real. Who will say it is unreal? But look at the definition of Sat. There many crores of years back, Indian subcontinent was not attached to the Asian subcontinent. They were two separate. That time the Himalayan Parvat was not existed. Even now, it is still rising. In the geographical terms, they are young mountain ranges, isn't it? The mountain ranges is still in its youth form. The land forms are also having this life cycle. Dormant volcanoes, active volcano. Everything is transforming, so everything is changing. Means what? It is asat. Now, this is a big question. Everything that I'm seeing, okay, something which I cannot see, touch, feel, that you say asat, we understand. That is the basic logical definition we have known so far. But now here, what we are trying to say, or what Shri Krishna is completely opposite. Something which is changing, something which is destructible is asat. It is not real. And something which remains constant throughout is sat. Now, these words have been used in different ways throughout Bhagavad Gita. Purush, Prakriti. Purush is what? The one, Jad. Purush is the Chaitanya, inside the soul. Prakriti is the thing which is continuously changing. Kshar, Akshar. This we have seen in the 15th chapter. Kshetra, Kshetragnya, 13th chapter. Nitya, Anitya, Deha, Dehi, Sharira, Shariri. All these terms are again, throughout Bhagavad Gita, they are used. They mean, they are indicating the same thing. Asat and Sat. Asat is something which is not existing in reality. And Sat is something which is existing in reality. Now, when we discussed about the photos, we are continuously changing, means our body is continuously changing. So that is Asat, the Deha, the body is unreal. And what is remaining constant in that? You were saying, I am here, I am there also, I am in this photo also. That I is remaining constant. That I is Sat. The I is real. What is this I? That I is the soul that is within us. That is real. So the identification that we have with our body is actually not true. How do we understand now? I can touch my own hands. We can touch, we can see each other. How do we say it is not true? For this, Swamiji explains it in a very beautiful way. Imagine you are sleeping, and in sleep you eat a gulab jamun, rasgulla, pizza, burger, whatever you like, you eat. In sleep, free of cost it is. You can eat whatever you like. In the dreams only you have to eat it. Now, suppose this person is sleeping and in dream they eat something so tasty. When it is being eaten, is it actually being eaten by this jiva? It is the jiva in the dream, the tongue in the dream is different from this. In the dream, I'm imagining, there is a nice gulab jamun in front of me. I have only made that gulab jamun. No, don't know where it has come from in the dream. I have eaten it. I felt it is so sweet. In the dreams, you'll feel, so sweet. Have I actually eaten it? No, but it is still sweet. Then, and then all of a sudden, so while sleeping, did I keep all the ingredients to make gulab jamun with me and then create it? No. From my mind, it was created in the dream. My mind itself is creating this entire image, in front. That gulab jamun is also created by me. The one who's eating is also me. The tongue is also mine. And all of a sudden, somebody comes and wakes me up. Get up. Where is the gulab jamun? The taste is also not there. Everything is gone. Now, the dream, while you are dreaming of eating, it is so real. At that point of time, you don't realize that you are not eating it, or you are not doing that action. When in the sleep, if you are asked, no, this has happened for some time, even after awaking, you are thinking, how that was a dream. It is difficult to believe it is a dream, isn't it? Similarly, right now, what is required to come out of that dream? Awakening is required to come out of that dream. Similarly, Shri Krishna is saying, we are also in the stage where we are in a dream only. We are in an asat. The world around us is asat. And to awaken, to come out of this, phase of this understanding that everything around us is real, we have to come out of our dream. What do we need? We need knowledge. As a person who is dreaming has to be awakened to understand what is the reality. We are living a dream. We need the awakening of knowledge to understand who we really are. That understanding will come to us when we get the adequate knowledge that Shri Krishna is trying to give us. Ubhayorapi drishtontas Vanayostattvadarshibhihi. So, whatever, see, only when we are awakening from the sleep, we come to understand that the dream that we were seeing is a false dream. Just like that, only when we acquire the knowledge, then we will be having the real light of the knowledge will come, and we'll understand what we are. Our body, our world around us, our family, everything is just a play that is going around us. And there is a prayer we sing, I've heard it somewhere. Sunu Bhavani kahu anubhava sat hari bhajana jagat sab sapna apna. Everything is a dream around us. I'm not recollecting the exact words, but something like this. Whatever is around us, you only can awaken me. The prayer that is going to the Lord there is, you only can awaken me from this entire dream around us. Drishtontas Tattvadarshivi. The word Tattvadarshivi is also very important. One who can see, who understands the Tattva, understands the essence, understands the fundamental behind this our existing soul. That person will actually will be called a Tattvadarshivi. He is the one who will be able to see that this world, the Prakriti, is different from the real we. What is Asat and Sat? The Jivatma is different from the Prakriti around us. That person will be knowing. Now, so we are one step closer. Now, this is very easy. No, what we have to do? We know. Now we are at least convinced that whatever is around us is unreal. For sure, because it is continuously saying, Shri Krishna has told, Sat is something that is not going to be destroyed. It is not going to be transformed. Everything around us is transforming, means it is unreal. So we are living in a dream. What is required now? Plus, this is the last step we have. No, awaken. We have to awaken and understand, get that knowledge and awaken ourselves and understand. Avinashitu tadvithi. What we have to understand? That We are avinashitu tadvitti yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartumarhati. That the one that is within you, the I that we are talking about, is avinashi. It is indestructible. It is indeed avinashitu. Indeed, it is indestructible. We have to understand. And yena sarvamidam tatam. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. And vinasham avyayasa. So forget about being destroying it. It is not even avyaya, means it cannot even be transformed. The basic energy that we are saying, see, this is also very similar to what we see in our science. Those who are students of science, very many times you must have come across this sentence, that energy can only be converted from one form to other. It cannot be created. Energy cannot be created. It cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. This is exactly what, see, 5,000 years back already Shri Krishna has told that whatever is this energy which is giving us our identity, our soul, it is avinashi. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be created. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot, and avyaya, it cannot deteriorate also. This we have to understand. We cannot increase it. And it cannot be decreased. If the energy is increased somewhere, some other place, it is going to be decreased. The amount of total gross energy in this universe is always going to remain the same. Nakaschit kartumarhati. It cannot be altered. This is what Shri Krishna is telling. And if this is the energy that is within us also. We have to understand. Antavantai me deha nityasyoktah sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. See, antavantai me deha, this body is definitely going to have an end. Antavanda ime deha, this body has a particular death. But the sharirinaha means the soul which is inside. I was telling you, sat, asat, shariri, sharir, shariri. Shariri is the one which is residing inside the body. That is nitya, means it is going to remain forever. Nitya syokta sharirina, it is always going to be there. Anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Anashina, it is indestructible, Arjun. So there is no point in you lamenting, get up, yudhyasva bharata, you get up and fight, because this is indestructible, the basic tattva that is within all of us. Very beautiful example is there in Yaneshwari around this. Suppose you have lot of pots, full of water, and you keep them in the sun, the reflection of the sun will fall in each of these pots. If you destroy one of the pots, with the sun getting destroyed, the reflection, whatever is happening to the reflection is there in other pots. You create another pot, the reflection will come in that. Neither the reflection is going to, get affected, and it is going to come wherever in some or the other form it is going to come. If you break a pot, the water is going to get spilled, the reflection will come on that. And the sun is completely unaffected with it. Similarly, even if the body is destroyed, the mool tattva, that is nitya syokta sharirina, the tattva which is inside, it is going to remain as it is, because it is anashinaha, it is indestructible. Anashinaha means it is indestructible. So now, see, in our normal the practical dream that we are living in our worldly things, this killing and some destruction, this is going to be there. But in a spiritual world, in the spiritual kingdom, in our worldly kingdom, this destruction, creation, all this is going to be, it's a part and parcel. But in the spiritual kingdom, this is not there. Ubhau tauna vijanito. In the next shloka we will see, this is not going to be there. Our mool swarup, our essence, the essence of our existence is just there always. Yaenam veti hantanam. Both the shlokas, see, are like together, the same similar thing. Yaenam veti hantanam yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubau tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. This is what we were talking in the previous shlokas, that the Sharirana is going to remain the same. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be created. Same thing. These two things, the creation, this destruction of the Sharirana, that is not possible. This is not possible. So the Shariri, the Deha, the soul that is within us, the Dehi. See, Deha is the body, the Dehi is the one which is residing in the body, that is indestructible. Ya enam veti hantarai yaschainam manyate hatan. The one hantaram, this cannot slay anything. It cannot be the slayer. It cannot be slayed. Both are not possible. For this soul that is within us, for this Jivatma which is within us, it cannot go and slay. So what Arjun is thinking, I am going to go and kill all these people. That is not going to happen, because you cannot go and kill the Jivatma, and it is anyways indestructible. Nayam handina hanyate. This is not going to happen. You try to understand that, Arjun. Najayate mriyate va kadachin. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Najayate mriyate va kadachan. This soul, soul is not getting born. The body is getting created. It's the 6 stages that we were seeing, Jayate, Asti, and other stages. These are for the body. But how is the soul? Na Jayate. It is not going to take birth. Na mriyate va kadachan. It is not even going to get, destroyed. It is not. So only the body is going to have these 6 states: avasti, jayate, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. It is going to get transformed. It is going to get destroyed. All these is going to happen only to the body. While the body is getting born, it is growing, the soul is remaining the same. Whatever sukha dukkha, whatever pain and pleasure that is coming, it is coming to the body, but it is jad. It doesn't understand the pain and pleasure. Why we are experiencing it? Because our mind is connected to this body now. Our mind is connected to this body, and that is the reason we are saying, I am the one who is getting hurt. I fell down and got hurt. That I fell down, the body fell down, and the body is getting hurt. It will not understand it has got hurt. It is understanding it because our mind is connected to the body. And whatever is the Jivatma in that body, how it is, Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano. Ajaha means it cannot be born. Nitya, it remains constant. Only because it is attaching itself to body, it is forgotten its own identity. I am the Atma, I am the Paramatma, all that identity it is completely forgotten. And because of that, it is thinking it is Anitya. But actually how it is Ajaha means which cannot be born. It is Nitya means it is always constant. Shashvata means it's always going to be there in existence. And Purana, it is very, very, very old. So now we are saying we have existed in all the other times also, but we don't remember it. Why? Because we have associated ourselves closely to this particular body. All the pain, pleasure is associated with the body. However, it is not associated. It is not affecting our soul. And this is very true. Our language, the native, our Sanskrit, Hindi, Marathi, Indian languages, these are very beautiful. How the beautiful language. See, when somebody expires in a family, what the parents will tell small children, they will start asking, where is Dadaji? Where is Dadaji? Where has he gone? When they ask, what the parents tell, what the elders will tell the child, वो भगवान के पास गए हैं. They have gone to, God's home. Means they are there only. The body is gone, but they are around. Bhagwan ka ghar kahan hai? It is everywhere around us, isn't it? So they are around they are very much there. They are only, not present in the visible vicinity within, around us. So dehant, the word that we use in our scriptures and our culture is dehant hua hai. We will never say that the person has gone a rest in peace. That is not our culture. Our eternally, what we have been saying, dehant, deha ka anta means the body has gone. Why? Because the real person within is ajaha, nitya, shashvata, and purana. And how it is? It is nahanyate hanyamani sharire. It cannot be destroyed. Only the body, the sharir, can be destroyed. Okay. And now we all are living in the era of mobiles. Everybody is so attached to their mobiles. How many mobiles have you all changed in past 2-3 years? Some people, there will be no count also to how many they have changed. Even I don't remember. But from the time I bought my mobile number has always remained same. From past 15-16 years, my mobile number is same. But mobile handsets, don't know how many have been changed. So the SIM card is, same. The number is same. But the mobile devices, that is upgrading. The body is continuously changing. Whenever the mobile becomes old, we are changing. Veda vinashinan nityam ya ena majamavyayam katham sapurusha partha kanghatayati hantikam. Veda, the one who understands, ya enam ajamavyayam, one who understands these two things. What? That it is aja. Means it cannot be born. Uska janma nahi hota. It is ajana. It cannot be born. And it is avyaya. Means it cannot be destroyed. The one who understands them, that katham sapurusha partha kanghatayati handikam. One who understands, they will understand that nor am I killing the person in front of me, nor am I being killed. Whatever is happening is just happening. But that doesn't mean now, so you just start killing. I'm not the one who is killing by murdering somebody. No, that we, because it is not our karma. Okay, soldier has to protect the country, so he has the right. It is his karma to go ahead and take the life. But our karma, our rights are not that we can go and kill any deha, anybody also. So don't take it in the wrong sense. But one who understands this basic knowledge will understand that I cannot kill anybody and I cannot be killed by anybody. Bhagat Singh, when he was being hanged, before there was a process. Before being hanged, they used to conduct a physical test. What is the BP? What is the heart rate? Everything. Most of the time, everything will be, abrupt. Very high heartbeat, very high BP, everything. Because person is dying, they know they are going to be hanged. Imagine how it will be. Just one fever, we'll get so fearful, we become, what is going on, what is happening with me? When a person is being hanged, imagine the mental state that they undergo. But when they did these physical medical tests for Bhagat Singh, everything super normal, everything fine. And the doctors were shocked. He said, they asked him, how is it that you are not even little nervous, you're not even little tense? See the power of, being a karma yogi. He said, kill me as many times as you want. Every birth, I will be reborn to protect my mother India. I will be reborn to protect this country again and again. No matter how many times can you kill me, I will be reborn. The faith they had in this birth, nobody can kill me. I will be born with the same purpose again and again. Then that is the meaning that is told. One who understands that they are not being killed is fearless. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. What happens when our clothes become old? What we do? We leave them. When there is a new festival, Diwali, new clothes we all have to buy. No, I know, no matter how much our closet is filled, but we need new clothes. But when the clothes become old, we have to change them. We leave them and buy new ones. Within 1 year, how many clothes have you changed? Anybody remembers? Forget about 1 year, too much time. Within a day, within a month, within a week, how many times you change the clothes? No calculations we have about it, isn't it? Nobody knows. Similarly, the soul has changed its clothes. This Sharir Rupi clothes, those clothes in the form of the body, it has changed so many times. It has no idea how many times it has changed it. Such a beautiful analogy Shri Krishna has given us. Because the concepts are difficult, so Shri Krishna is also giving an analogy, just like how the clothes, when they become old, jirna, vasansi jarnani yatha vihaya navani grandati naroparani. So similarly, our soul will, enter the new body. When our body becomes old, it is deteriorating. You're not in a position to do anything, do the daily activities. What is the best thing to do? Get a new body. So if we start identifying ourselves too much for the body, this is what we have to think. We have to get a new body. The body, such a simple thing Shri Krishna is telling. So simply he has put forward such a difficult question. So just like that, how we change clothes on a daily basis, the soul is changing its body on a regular basis, and it has no idea of how many bodies it has changed so far. Why? And the soul is remaining the same. It is unaffected. Nainain chandanti shastrani nainandahati pavakaha na chainam klerayantyapo na shorshayati marutaha. So this soul cannot be chindanti, cannot be destructed by any weapons. It cannot be killed. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be burnt in any fire. It cannot be wet in water. It doesn't get wet. It is obviously something that doesn't get wet. It cannot be dried by air. Na shoshayati maruta. How is it? So this further explanation, how is the Atma? How are we? We cannot be destroyed by weapons. We are not being burnt by fire. We cannot get drowned in water. We are not killed by air and storms. The soul is going to remain the same. Achedyoyamadayyoyamakledyo shoshevacham Nityah sarvagatasthano rachaloyam sanatanaha. So about the soul, what Shri Krishna is told, the soul is changing clothes. It cannot be destroyed by such and such things. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be burned. How is this soul? Achedyo. It cannot be cut. It cannot be hit. Achedyo. Madayoyam. It cannot be burned. The same concept he is telling, elaborating with bigger, beautiful analogies. We have to understand the characteristics of Atma. This is from the shloka, the characteristics of Atma. He's explaining us. It is Achedya. Adahaya. It cannot be burned. Achedya. It cannot be cut. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be burned. Akledyo shoshevacha. Same thing. Nakledayantyapo na shoshayati maruta. It cannot be, wet. Akledyo shoshevacha. It cannot be dried. Why? The important characteristics of the soul, he is explaining why, because it is nitya, sarvagatas. It is always there, all pervading, everywhere it is there. Nitya sarvagatas thanur, it is stable. This shoka moho, all this lamenting issues around it, but they do not affect the soul. Achaloyam, it is immovable. Sanatanaha, it is ancient. Nityah sarvagatasthaṇo rachaloyam sanatanaha. It is nitya, it is continuous, it is constant, it is everywhere, it is at one particular place, it is immovable and it is ancient, existent always. Avyaktoyamachin. This is in continuation, so we will take up till this shloka. Avyaktoyamachintyoyamavikaryoyamuchyate tasmadevam viditvainhan nanushochatumarhasi. Avyaktoyamachintyoyan. So it is avyakta. It cannot, and achintya. Achintya means we cannot even focus. Now see, we all know we are souls. If we think that I have to, remember my parents, I want to get, do chintan of my parents. Suppose I want to think about my father, his form will come in front of me. Every time, if I want to think about some friend, I'm remembering somebody, I will remember the face of the person. Now, if somebody says, try to do the chintan of the jivatma of that friend, how can I think about the jivatma of that friend? The form will come in front of me. Okay, so that this soul, it is avyakta, means it is invisible, it cannot be seen. Achintya, we cannot focus on that soul because it is, in a way, it is subtle. It is not in a physical form, so it cannot be thought about. And avikaryo, it cannot get transformed. It will not have any transformations. It will not have any vikar. It will not have any changes. Tasmadevam viditvainam. If you know all this, that within our souls, these are the characteristics, then there is nothing to be, sympathetic about. There's nothing to feel sad about. There's nothing to mourn about. And furthermore, the shlokas describe these particular principles in even more depth, which we will see in the next session. May Shri Krishna, may Swamiji give us the intellect, give us the samatva to understand these shlokas properly. On that I offer all these discussions that we had at the lotus feet of Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and Shri Krishna himself. May they continue to bless us on this path of understanding Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Extremely sorry about the delay. So when I noticed the time, it was already 9 o'clock. So I'm really sorry about the excess time.
Didi, thank you so much, Didi. Please never say sorry because we all get so engrossed in what you're saying. And suddenly when it becomes a little difficult for us to understand, you give us such a beautiful example when you were explaining about the body and the eye. Suddenly you told us about the mobile phones, and that really, like, it cleared all. Softly you hold our hand and you take us directly into the middle of it. We will now take questions, Didi, because I already see 2 people raise their hand. So we have Narayan Bhaiya here. Narayan Bhaiya, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. I'm really blessed to hear such a beautiful vivation from you, Didi. The one question what comes is that throughout this particular vivation, you have been telling that a soul is untouched by anything, and it is indestructible, and all it cannot be born. So my question is, when we talk about doing a good karma so that we get the moksha, what are we talking about? Is it that if we say that if we do a good karma and then it doesn't affect the soul, who gets the moksha? Or what is that which makes the soul attain the moksha?
Very, very interesting question. This we have seen in a lot of detail in the 13th chapter also. As I was telling you, all these concepts are again and again discussed throughout Bhagavad Gita. It is elaborated very beautifully in the 13th chapter. You can see what we are doing by doing actions. We have to understand what is this process of doing actions. The process of karma, what we do is actually a process of chitta shuddhi. Swamiji always says, karma karna he means why do we have to do karma? To attain that chitta shuddhi. Chitta is within us. It by nature is shuddha only. But what happens? It has started believing that it is the body. Now, the moment it has forgotten its own identity, our Atma has started believing that it is this body. It is becoming so attached to the body, that even unknowingly it is getting all the samskar of whatever is being done. All the actions have started affecting us. All the surroundings have started affecting us. By doing the right actions, we can start getting disassociated. See, there are some good karmas that we have done in the past, that we have come to this stage where we are trying to understand who we are. We are trying to get our kshetrajna, our jivatma. We are trying to disassociate. We are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. How many people are lucky enough to come to even this stage? Because of some good deeds, and the jivatma is within us. In the 13th chapter, we have discussed this very nicely. It is going to give a direction to every one of us. But what happens? We identify ourselves so much to the things around us that we don't pay attention to that little voice within us which is telling us what it is. And then it is, completely disassociated. We are not connected with that jivatma within us. And there are many things in between. Man, buddhi, these all are there. See that example of gulab jamun, what I was telling, which we are eating in the dream. Who has created that srishti in the sleep? The mind has created. Our man has created all that thing. Similarly, this whatever our intellect is, creating around us, we start believing that itself is real, and our soul has completely forgotten. Now we are making an attempt to understand what we are. So that disassociation has to happen. That process of disassociation, and then we try to understand the kshetrajna. The same very detailed in the 13th chapter Vivechans, if you see, very detailed, we'll understand each one step-wise what happens. But the first step to attain this is do good deeds. Then we'll reach to a stage where we are eligible to learn Bhagavad Gita. Then when we learn Bhagavad Gita, we are attaining that state of what? Samatva buddhi. That Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha, we understand that Matra Sparshastu Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha. We'll understand that this is the condition, and then we'll attain that Samatva. Once we attain that Samatva, then we will be eligible to understand who we really are. But till that time, what is happening? Our mind is continuously occupied in doing this and doing that, small things around us. If we keep thinking about all that, where is the moksha, where is this liberation from the sorrow going to happen? So that is the whole thing. I hope.
Yeah, it had given some idea about what's happening. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you. Ji, Chandrakant. Jai Shri Krishna. Chandrakant, pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
First of all, I want to thank Geeta Parivar for making us part of the family, and many thanks to you for explaining it very clear and simple examples. This great knowledge, passing on this great knowledge to all of us sadhakas. Last week, or I don't remember, maybe in the previous week, you explained one thing which I have started following. I want to thank you for that. You said we all are part of Sat Chit Anand, Lord Krishna. So we should try to be happy all the time. So even I'm working, or I'm in a meeting, or I'm driving, I try to make myself happy. Maybe it may be looking like a comic, but I try to feel happiness, or why should not I be happy? So this thing I have started following, and many thanks to you. So bringing this simple thing to our notice, I also realize, yes, when we are part of the great Paramatma, so my Atma and me should also practice that happiness, ananda. The question which I had is in one of the chapter, I don't remember exactly. It says wherever you are indulged in a karma, one should try to see a karma in that, and if you are doing some akarma, you should try to see karma in that. So if you can give
We
me
will, yes,
give
we
some
will
example.
gradually, yeah, I got your question. We'll gradually come to it. See, the second chapter, as I told you, initially only the main principles are explained by Sri Krishna. So first half of the, not even first, one third of the part of second chapter is dedicated to Atma Jnana. The second is what we are talking about. We'll also have a little bit of Karma Yoga in this second chapter. And the third part of the second chapter, the third part will be around the Sthita Prajnata. Very important. All the three concepts are extremely important. So when we gradually come to that, we will discuss about karma and akarma. And we will be able to understand it properly. Right now, at the moment, we'll focus on the Atmanyana. And gradually, we'll see. From once we know who we are, and then we, like what just now Narayan Bhaiya was asking, because automatically when you come to know who you are and all that, then it gradually the direction is going to go towards it karma, isn't it? So we will gradually discuss that in the upcoming shlokas. Thank you so much for diligently listening, and even I'm extremely grateful to Geeta Parivar that I get to interact with you all and get
Suren Bhaiya,
shlokas.
Suren Bhaiya has a question, Didi.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Bhaiya, please.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam, Suren Bhaiya.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay. Thank you for being so patient with us. So my question is, if somebody is just like Arjun is killing others who are indulged in actions against dharma, he is involved in killing them. This is one. Now, if we take an ordinary person here, he's killing animals, so he is killing human beings. What makes the difference? Is it the mindset? Is it the purity of heart? Is it the purity of soul? What is the fundamental difference in between?
See, firstly, Arjun is not killing people. He is doing his dharma. As a Kshatriya, it is his duty to protect the society. It is his duty to establish. So he is not killing. So tomorrow we cannot go and say that our soldiers are killing people on the border, isn't it? Can we go and say that? No, they are not killing people on the borders. They are protecting our country. Now, what a butcher is doing, it is also, he is doing his duty. Okay, he has to earn his living from. But when you are just sitting here doing nothing and killing a mosquito for no reason, that is not justified. That is not your karma, isn't it? So we have to understand our responsibility. Is it our responsibility to go and kill these animals? No. Is it our duty? No. Are we entitled to it? No. Is it our right? No, nothing. Then why go and kill? It is paap. Which mentality is responsible for this unnecessary killing? It is tamogun. Because again, whatever actions, everything, our reactions to all our everything is coming out of this three gunas, sattvagun, rajogun, tamogun. That is an entire different story. But when this act of killing, non-killing, it has to be, through the means of whether is it our duty. We can do. It's wrong to feel that Arjun was killing. This many people, and it's a very important question because many people, have this notion that Bhagavad Gita is provoking himsa. This new, that what do you call secular people, and they will, have to comment on everything. They will have this notion that it is not himsa. It is telling person to follow his karma. So he's doing just his karma. Our karma is not to kill anybody or any animal. We should not do it. Point. That's it. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Dev. I think I don't see any more hands raised, Didi. So I think we have satisfied everybody's questions. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our technical team, the people behind the scenes who have been working to make this session such a big success, and it has gone smoothly. A lot of people work behind scenes, give their sevas, and I would request all of you, now that we are in level 4 sadhaks, to come forward and become sevi to this parivar. Like Chandrakant Bhaiya said, became part of this family, Geeta Parivar. You know, we are a family, so we should stand together. And any project that we take, we should make it a success. Ram Pratishtha app that has been launched this year. Let's all encourage people to download it and make it a success. So on that note, I'm going to bring the session to an end, and I would request Anubha Didi to join us. Anubha Didi is from Mumbai. She's MA B.Ed. She's a yoga teacher and fitness coach. She has been part of Geeta Parivar since 2021 and has been giving seva as a tech star to hold the sessions. Anubha Didi, please come and do the closing prayer for us.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Vajapriyam Dharma Sanstapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you, Shraddha Didi, one more time from the bottom of our heart. And we are so indebted to you. We so look forward to your sessions. You make it so simple for us, and you put so much effort, and your beautiful insight gives us homework for every time, like Chandrakant Bhaiya pointed out. And I realize that we keep smiling thanks to you. There are small things that you tell us that keeps us going through the week, wanting more. Before we end the session, we are going to play the Hanuman Chalisa like we always do. So please stay with us till the end. And after that, we can just wrap up this session. Deepak Bhaiya.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई, जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महा